Hello once again, my friends and my fellow Star Trek fans. Today is going to be a really special video. It is going to be a repeat because I did shoot this video earlier, but the video quality was really poor. And I've been doing the Diamond Select series, my ships, and I've been reshooting them to put them up in high definition. And we're going to go back to where it all began. This is before Star Trek The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, Discovery. We're going to go all the way back to even before Captain Kirk and the production series U.S.S. Enterprise, which is this beautiful lady here by Tomei. I'm going to use this as a reference. This is actually the second pilot, and this was made for me from my dear friend Nathan. He did a wonderful job on this, and imagine my surprise when I opened up the box and I saw her. Anyway, we're going to go back to the cage. This is the original Star Trek episode. This is the one that would start it all, and I've got the Diamond Select version. Again, like I said, I redid it. This is going to be a newer video, and it's going to be in higher definition. Because she deserves it, right? She's the Enterprise. So my friends, let's go check out the Diamond Select U.S.S. Enterprise as seen in the cage. Okay, so my friends, I introduce to you the Diamond Select. This is the 40th anniversary edition, and this is the U.S.S. Enterprise. It's from the cage. So think about this. This is the one that started it all. The first time we ever see the gloriously beautiful USS Enterprise. We see her, and then we kind of zoom into the bridge from the starboard side, and we're introduced to the crew of the Enterprise, and her captain was Christopher Pike, of course played by Jeffrey Hunter. And this is the ART Asylum. Now, the one I just showed you was from Where No Man Has Gone Before. That was the second pilot edition of the filming model. This is the first one. So like I said, this started it all. This is the U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701. Authentic Star Trek effects. Light up engines, bridge, and sensor array. 16-inch electronic starship. So when we look at the different sides of the box, we'll look at the top, and like the usual Diamond Select, we have a picture of the model, and this is the 16-inch starship, and it's pretty much the same on the bottom, with the exception being the date. So this is 2007, and this is celebrating 40 years of Star Trek, and that's already a long time ago. Hard to believe, but you can see StarTrek.com, and this one is 99788-17510. So when we look at the sides of the box, much like the one I showed you in the last video, this one has like that beautiful Star Trek the Motion Picture kind of look with the rainbow colors. Beautiful illustration of the Starship Enterprise celebrating 40 years of Star Trek. And looking at the other end of the box, you can see it's got the beautiful, this is like one of my favorite shots of her when she's coming head on. This is the NCC-1701, and you can see the different pictures. She's firing her phasers, and I think that one looks like the CGI, and that one looks like my favorite, the actual filming model. So, like with all Diamond Selects, the information really comes on the back of the box, and the thing that you notice or you're drawn to right away is that awesome diagram of the ship, and this is much like the back of the electronic starship from Where No Man Has Gone Before. This features the warp drive, red alert, photon attack, phaser attack, transporter, and has authentic Star Trek sound effects, light up engine, bridge, and sensor array. You can see some of the other things from Diamond Select. I've shown you the phaser, and it's been so long, and that video quality wasn't the greatest, so I'm going to be reshooting all of my Diamond Select items for you guys. You can look at the other side, the same thing. We have the pictures from different parts of the television series, my all-time greatest series. You can see the beautiful Enterprise, the way she looks with the production version, and we've got the information. Now this is the same on all of them, but I'm going to read it to you just in case you haven't seen the other video. In 1966, Gene Roddenberry approached NBC with a show he described as a wagon train to the stars. What he accomplished was beyond even his dreams. A phenomenon spanning 40 years, 5 long-running series and 10 feature films. The fictional voyages of the U.S.S. Enterprise may have spanned the galaxy, but Roddenberry's idea moved the entire world. 40 years after his creation and its debut, the Starship Enterprise has become synonymous with Star Trek. Launched in 2245, launched in 2246, the Constitution-class U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701 is perhaps the most famous starship in Federation history. Under the command of Captain Robert April, Captain Christopher Pike, and most notably Captain James T. Kirk, the Enterprise was responsible for making first contact with a variety of intelligent species, making fantastic scientific discoveries, and even defending the entire galaxy against hostile forces. Whether traveling through time or engaging Klingon battle cruisers, the crew of the U.S.S. Enterprise exceeded expectations and 40 years later continues to boldly go where no man has gone before. And of course, this was back in 2007. It is now 2024, and the legend and the love of Star Trek continues to grow. So let's go ahead and we're going to take her out of the box, and bear with me. Again, like the last ship I showed you, there is no plastic tray. This is like a cardboard tray. Alright, let me put the box aside. I like to put the box up to show you guys. Alright, so let's see if we can put this here. I'll have the Titanic watch holder up. Okay, so looking at the inside, like I said, I did a video of her before, and it's always a good idea to remove the batteries if it's going to go into storage for a long time. So, right off the bat, you can see the paperwork. We'll get to that in a minute. And let me take the ship out, because I don't think I loosened up all these little wire connections, the ties. But look at that. Beautiful. See the bridge dome is higher. Matter of fact, the first iconic shot we see of the Starship Enterprise, she's going through space, and I just love it. She comes in. You can see the stars in the background, and we zoom into the bridge, and that's when we first see Christopher Pike and the crew of the Enterprise. So I'm going to put her aside for a moment, because like the Where No Man Has Gone Before Enterprise, the base is made with the Delta logo, Delta insignia. We got the shark's fin stand that's going to go into the slot, and then we have the bottom, the separate bottom. If you don't want to put it on a stand, you can swap it out. But this is sealed, and I'm not going to open this up. I've shown you the other videos where you could see the stand and how it's put together, and you can see the space in the background. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to take a look at the paperwork. So we have the instructions, and we have like a catalog from Diamond Select. You can see we got Captain Sisko, Captain Picard, and Captain James T. Kirk. And this kind of just shows you what's available. We have the figures, we got Mr. Data, Geordi LaForge, we've got Barclay, and we have Lore. Always love Lore, Data's evil brother. Then you can see they have Deanna Troi, a couple of Jean-Luc Picards, Commander Riker, Mr. Worf, and I think that is actually probably Thomas Riker. That's a whole other video. And we have the Enterprise E, the electronic starship. Now, I don't have an E yet. I thought I did, but sadly, the one that I showed you was a fail because it did not work and I had to return it. So, in addition to the Next Generation, you can see some of the characters from the original series, and this has the Mirror Mirror characters. We got Mr. Sulu, Lieutenant Uhura, Dr. McCoy, and Mr. Chekhov. And then you can see the captain chairs. We've got Captain Kirk's. You can see the earlier chair with that thing coming off the side. And on top of that, there's Captain Pike. And you can see their phaser. And I will be reshooting video on the communicator and the phaser as well. Moving over, you can see the Pocket Books proudly celebrates the 40th anniversary of Star Trek with an unparalleled summer and fall publishing program. Rediscover the magic of Star Trek with new stories and timeless classics. Experience your favorite universe in entirely new ways. And you can see Mr. Spock, Captain Kirk, and Dr. McCoy. And that's from Pocket Books. So that's just about everything in this little catalog. So we're going to take a look at the instructions now. And this is just about identical to the Where No Man Has Gone Before Enterprise. Let me show it all to you at once first. This is Star Trek 40th Anniversary. And it's got the same type of pictures. Starting out, this is classic Enterprise Pilot 1 version from the cage. And you can see it's going to take 3 AA batteries. So you can see the batteries must be placed by an adult. Replace batteries when sounds become weak, distorted, or the lights are dim. So the batteries should be replaced by an adult. Do not use rechargeable batteries. And you can see this is like the recommended safety information. And let's see, to try, there is a switch for the try me, the off, and the play. Again, just like the Where No Man Has Gone Before. Turn the knob to the left before activating. To activate the classic Enterprise sounds and lights, press the bridge dome. To activate steady lights, hold down the bridge dome for 5 seconds. Lights will turn off when the bridge dome is pressed again. And putting it on a stand using a screwdriver, replace the battery compartment and adjust the angle to the desired position as you slide the ship onto the little peg. The sound and light, if the sound and light does not work properly, please use a pin to press and reset the system. And the sound effects will be from the Pilot 1 version. We got Pike's Talos Star, Pike's Enterprise, the Short Warp, the battle stations, weapons to full power, Transporter, Red Alert, Photon Torpedoes, Phaser Attack, and Pilot Red Alert. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the ship and I'm going to show you guys where the battery compartment is. And you can see the screw, the Phillips screwdriver. So let's go ahead and we're going to put in some fresh batteries. And again, if you're going to have this like I do and it's going to be in storage, it's going to have to be in I wish I had the room to put everything on a shelf, but I just don't. So if it's going to be in storage for a while, especially being from 2007, it's always a good idea to remove the batteries to prevent damage. All right, I got 3 new batteries. A little gift for you. All right, we got this ribbon thing. So let's put this, and this is gonna go this way. And lastly, we have this one. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put the cover back on. And again, you can see the little flat section where the little peg would go in. And if you don't want to put it on a stand, you would swap this out with the other one. There we are, and she's ready to go. Again, you can see with the stand with that little flat side. So let's try her out.
All weapons to full power.
So let me put the light out, and I want to show you guys what she looks like. I'm not going to make it pitch black. You'll be able to see her outline just so we can see. I hope the camera picks it up. So let's.
Captain Christopher Pike, United Spaceship Enterprise. All weapons to full power.
And if some of these sounds sound familiar from my last video, they do have the same sound effects, like the photon torpedoes, the phasers, the transporter. Alright, so let me put the lights back on, because there's not a whole lot that lights up on her.
Captain Christopher Pike, United Spaceship Enterprise.
So when you hold the bridge down for a few seconds, you can see the lights come on, and the bridge, the sensor dome, and the navigation beacons. And the only thing that lights up is the things on a primary hull. So none of the windows light up. And obviously the Bassard collectors don't light up because the filming model didn't. But let me show you guys the front of the bridge. Hopefully you can see those markings. B and C decks are. And we have if you remember, the second pilot, these little stripes were black, but on this section they're clear. On this first pilot, and we have Christopher Pike manning the Enterprise. Matter of fact, the first shots of the ship, like I said, she's going through space, and we zoom in. So the Enterprise actually intercepts a distress call, and come to find out, it's pretty old. I think they said, if I remember, it was 18 years. So they end up getting it, and they check, and Captain Pike figures that if there are no survivors, they're going to continue on to their mission that they're working on. And they Mr. Spock informs Captain Pike that there are indeed survivors. So that's how the Enterprise is officially lured to the Talos 4, to the Talos star system. Once there, Captain Pike ends up being imprisoned by the the Telosians, and what they want to do is they study. They have a bunch of different cells where they actually are studying different specimens from different parts of the galaxy. And what they do is everything is an illusion. So Captain Pike, they want to study his reactions to things. So what they do is they actually reach into his memory and they pull out memories. And the way he reacts, they actually study that. And as it would happen, come to find out that because humans do not like being captive, and they would risk death over captivity. So it proves that the humans are not a good specimen for their cage. The reason they wanted the humans was because they had wanted to actually have a race that they would need to rebuild their planet. And Captain Pike at the end, well, actually it's number one that decides to put the phaser on overload, saying that it was just wrong to enslave a human race, to make a race just for slaves, slave labor. But in the end, they end up leaving. As a matter of fact, the cage, we go back to the episodes later on called the Menagerie 1 and 2, and that's with Captain Kirk. And Mr. Spock actually steals the Enterprise in order to go get Captain Pike and actually bring him back to Talos 4. And the way it ends is they steal the Enterprise, and he does get Christopher Pike back to Talos 4. And because everything is illusion, he's able to walk again. Because don't forget, Christopher Pike was in an accident, and he was in a wheelchair, and he was severely hurt. But anyway, that's another video for that episode. But this is the electronic starship from the cage. And there are subtle differences. We'll go around. I want to show you. Let me see if I can get close to the camera with the impulse deck. This one has more of what the production version has than the other one for the second pilot. And some of the other differences, most notably the backs of the end caps for the nacelles. And they have the cooling pods, and you can see the inner chiller grills that are actually smooth. You can see they got the same amount of the cooling grills or the cooling pipes. Coming around to the front of the ship, again, the deflector dish is much larger than in the in the production version. I actually like her with the large deflector dish. I think she looks nice. Looking at the markings on the bottom of the ship, pretty much the same as the production version. I think these are yellow, if memory serves. I'm not sure, and I think that might be yellow on the production. And we have the little square at the bottom of the shuttle bay. And again, this is where the compartment would be for the batteries. And we got the Phillips screwdriver screw holding it in place. You can see the observation deck on here looks like it would want to light up because it looks clear. Let me see if I can, just for the heck of it, let me see. Oh yeah, look. So we can light her up because it is clear. The back of the shuttle bay. Let me see if I can light her up for you. Another difference is that there are no grids or door marks or the folding areas where the shuttle bay opens and closes. This is totally smooth. You can see the pieces. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but on the inner side of the nacelle pylons. And again, looking at the Bussard collectors, we got the antenna. Going back to the coolers, and you can see the beautiful primary hull. The deflector dish. We have the saucer pylon and the secondary hull. Look at the markings, absolutely beautiful. See how she looks in the dark with the light. Of course, when she used the refit, you can see they have the lights lighting up the registry markings. That'll be on the bottom. Looking at the top, beautiful. So that, my friends, is the U.S.S. Enterprise from the cage. The first pilot, the original, the first time we actually see the beautiful Starship U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701. And I was happy to show you this. I'm glad I got this. I have a couple of these ships from 2007, the 40th anniversary. We've got Where No Man Has Gone Before. We've got the Cage. I've got a gold Enterprise, and I got to redo that because the original footage wasn't all that great. I think I'll do that in my next video. And we also have the original version. I think it would be the production version. So that one will be coming up, as well as all my Diamond Select stuff, because it looks so much better in high definition. So my friends, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll talk to you guys really soon.